Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the second part of What If Naruto Was a Hybrid. You guys completely destroyed the like goals, so I will be doing the second part for you today. There's nothing much that I want to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
In this 1 month of training and going through missions, Naruto has gained a little control but barely any because he doesn't have anyone to learn off of. Naruto is given multi-shadow clone jutsu as a gift for taking down Mizuki. Naruto still has no control on full moons though. Naruto has been stacking up on blood luckily, and he is doing good right now. Naruto has recently been training with Sasuke and he has activated Sasuke's Sharingan early. I know Sasuke already had his Sharingan activated, but I mean like truly knowing that he has the Sharingan. He has also noticed that compelling doesn't work against the Tsutomu Sharingan. Naruto has been finding out about his species for this month through knowledge about the Uzumaki and Ulrich Namikaze, the first werewolf. Naruto has found out that the werewolf gene can be passed on to a human through a bite. He also knows about killing someone with vampire blood in their system to turn them into a vampire. He also knows about the transition too. Naruto will eventually learn an ability called Blood Fire Release. This is a chakra nature made from a mix of blood, the fire chakra nature, which has to be from demon chakra. It is chakra, it's just that it's the chakra of a vampire or hybrid. Werewolves alone don't have access to this ability, mainly because of the Bloodman seal, but Naruto does because he's a hybrid. More knowledge on the release will be revealed as Naruto actually gets the ability. Naruto and Sasuke have started to get tired of these easy missions, and eventually Naruto gets tired of it. Naruto is now even more ferocious and stubborn than in the series. Naruto confronts Hiruzen and Hiruzen's pupils enlarge. Naruto says, "You will give us a harder mission, we are tired of these missions." Hiruzen says, "Well, the best I can do is give you a C-rank mission. C-rank missions can be given to experience gaining." Naruto is so confused how Hiruzen was able to resist the compelling so easily. They get the same mission as in the series, and Naruto and Sasuke are related from this. When Team 7 is encountered by the Demon Brothers, Naruto is ready to take action. Naruto has insane reflexes, and when he sees one little movement from the chains, he appears in front of Kakashi. He pulls Kakashi down and the chains zoom over their heads. Sasuke activates his Sharingan and zooms at one demon brother. He throws a barrage of kunai and the twins get suppressed a little. Naruto stands and his eyeballs go black with his eyes glowing gold. He growls at them both, then jumps right at Meizu. Naruto slashes Meizu, then palm slams him away into a tree. Naruto turns and limbos below the demon gauntlet. He completely impales Gozu and has blood all the way down his arm. Naruto digs his fangs into Gozu's neck and sucks his blood until he goes really pale. He pulls his hand out and is horrified from the fact that there is a heart lying in his hand. He crushes his heart and he subconsciously absorbs a minor amount of his physical strength, about 25 to 30%. I kind of got this ability from Teen Wolf, where werewolves kill other werewolves and manage to absorb their abilities. I will do this, but Naruto is able to absorb anybody's abilities because there aren't going to be many werewolves in the series at this point in time. He licks every last bit of blood off of his arm. Naruto feels much stronger and realizes that he absorbed the guy's power. This is a good thing, but now because of his new power, he'll have a harder time to control his new level of power. Sasuke says to Naruto, "Next time we see someone, he's mine." Naruto says, "Whatever." When Zabuza is encountered, Naruto hears him from a mile away. He hears the swiveling sword and literally grabs the handle without even looking at it. Naruto says, "Come out, whoever you are." He feels the sword blade, but then smoke comes from his hand and it corrodes his skin. He says, "Ah, silver." He drops the blade and Zabuza arrives. Naruto says, "Who are you?" Zabuza says, "Wow, you couldn't even wield the blade." Naruto growls at him and then his eyes glow gold. He says, "I'll make sure you're the second to kill, after Tazuna." He zooms at Tazuna, but then Naruto reacts before anyone there even moves, if we're excluding Kakashi of course. Naruto just straight up kicks the sword out of his hand and kicks Zabuza far back. Naruto falls to one knee, then claws the ground. He growls into the air and black veins grow from his eyes. He transforms into his partial shift state. Then he zooms at Zabuza, leaving a gush of wind behind him. Sasuke activates his Sharingan and says, "I said he was mine." Naruto and Zabuza fall under a heated taijutsu battle, and Naruto really shows how fast he is. Naruto jumps back, then 100 shadow clones appear from below him. Sasuke is within them. Sasuke runs to the front of the horde, then leaps at Zabuza. He lands a punch, then Zabuza gets pummeled by a horde of Naruto shadow clones. Naruto looks down and says to himself, "Where is the rumbling from?" The water dragon appears from the water, and all of the shadow clones are destroyed, as well as Sasuke being slingshot across the water. Another water dragon appears from the water and counters the other water dragon. Kakashi stands and says, "I'll take the fight from here." Zabuza and Kakashi have their same battle, and Kakashi still ends up in the water prison, but Naruto is willing to take action. He knows that he has to make Zabuza let go of the water prison, but then a clone appears in front of him. Naruto says, "That's cute." 120 shadow clones appear around him, then they all jump in the air, then they go down to Zabuza. Zabuza looks up and then tenses his body and tanks all of the attacks. When the barrage is over, he smiles at both Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto growls and zooms at the water prison. He punches the water prison with amazing force, but the force shoots him back and away. Sasuke gets up and says, "We're going to have to find a way to get him off of the prison." Naruto says, "Yeah, I've got an idea. Let's use the fireball jutsu." Naruto and Sasuke start to weave identical hand signs, and two huge fireballs zoom at Zabuza. Naruto's fireball is darker than Sasuke's though. This is signs of his blood fire taking effect, and also this is because of his demon chakra. Zabuza gulps and stands behind the prison, blocking the fire, but now he is really hot. When the smoke fades, Naruto and Sasuke are right in front of his face. He instinctively takes his hand out and the water prison fades. Naruto, Sasuke and Kakashi collectively punch Zabuza far across the water, and when he hits the ground, he gets knocked out. Naruto and Sasuke land, and Kakashi says, "You two have done good. Good job." Naruto smiles as he returns to his base form. Haku arrives and retrieves Zabuza's body promptly before anyone is able to notice him. He also retrieves the executioner's blade. Kakashi falls into the water, but Naruto grabs him before he goes too far underwater. Kakashi is asleep from exhausting the Sharingan, but he is lifeless. He is barely breathing and his heartbeat is rock bottom. Naruto pulls Kakashi to land, and Kakashi stays in Tazuna's home to recover and dry off. Naruto and Sasuke are just practicing their weaponry accuracy when Sakura encounters Naruto. Sakura says, "Please Naruto, I want the power you have." Naruto laughs and says, "No chance." Sakura says, "Please Naruto." Naruto turns and says, "Before I had this power, you treated me bad. And now you say I have some power, now you're acting nice and asking for the power yourself? You want the power because you couldn't keep up in the bell test and you couldn't keep up here. I will never give you my power." Naruto's eyes go gold and he says, "Now get out of my sight." As you can see, Naruto's feelings for Sakura have dropped a lot but haven't fully vanished. Naruto is more focused on his new power and how to truly use it, and also to learn control on the full moon. This is because he's getting flashes of things he did in the full moon now, like killing people, sucking their blood, etc. The whole chakra control lesson is only for Sakura really, because Kakashi has seen both Naruto and Sasuke walk on water. When Zabuza returns, Naruto is completely ready. Naruto is standing on the bridge when he feels rumbling from below. Several clones of Zabuza jump from below the bridge. Naruto looks around, then surrounds those clones with his own shadow clones. They all pounce on Zabuza's clones, and eventually they all get destroyed fighting each other. Naruto stands firm against Zabuza, then throws a barrage of kunai. Zabuza dodges everything, then zooms at Naruto with his executioner's blade. Naruto knows he can't get sliced by that because he knows that he could possibly die. Naruto dodges the first attack, then ducks under the second. He knows that he can't carry on going like this. He has to find a way to stop him from using the sword. Naruto grabs the sword's blade head on and has blood going down his hands as well as extreme pain. Naruto screams and Sasuke hears quickly and runs to the bridge. Naruto throws the sword away and his hands are smoking and hurting really bad. Naruto gets a hard kick to the stomach, sending him flying across the bridge. Naruto lands in front of Sasuke and sees that his hands have healed. Naruto stands and Sasuke pulls out a kunai as well as activating his Sharingan. Naruto grows most of the features of a partial shift hybrid, but he isn't really in the partial shift state. Naruto growls at Zabuza, then they both zoom right at Zabuza. I would say at the level they're at now, they're close to occupying Zabuza in just taijutsu, but they aren't even near Jonin level yet, so I don't think they could take him down, but they could keep him at bay. Kakashi arrives and says, "I believe I have some unfinished business with you, Zabuza." He pulls down his mask to reveal his Sharingan. Naruto and Sasuke then see another person, Haku. Naruto says, "Who are you?" Haku doesn't say a word. Naruto and Sasuke run right at Haku and Kakashi fights with Zabuza. Naruto sees that Haku is extremely talented in taijutsu and sees that they aren't going to win against Haku because he's too fast and they're too fast. No one is getting hit. Naruto jumps back, then uses the fireball jutsu. Haku sees the darkness of the fireball, then says to himself, "What is this demonic chakra?" Haku stops the fire with tightly packed ice pins. Naruto then jumps beside Sasuke. Sasuke picks up his legs and starts spinning at insane speeds, creating huge gushes of wind at their feet. Sasuke launches Naruto at such speed that when Naruto is literally right next to Haku, that's when he processes what is happening. Naruto punches Haku off of his feet and he goes rolling on the ground. Haku stands and shoots several ice pins at them. Haku runs right at them, then uses the demon ice mirror jutsu. Naruto and Sasuke look around to see that they aren't leaving. Naruto zooms at one pillar and punches it, but he just goes flying back and then gets stabbed in the back by a kunai. He lands, then pulls it out. He looks around and sees Haku appearing in every mirror that he looks at. He suddenly sees Sasuke dodge Haku, then he does too. Naruto looks around and tries to start predicting his movements. Sasuke says, "Why are you trying so hard? Just dodge." Naruto says, "Well, some people don't have the Sharingan, so I have to do everything myself." Naruto turns and sees a barrage of kunai, senbon, shuriken and all that. Naruto doesn't get hurt at all and sees Sasuke standing in front of him. Sasuke falls to the ground without saying a word this time. Naruto ducks down and bites his wrist. He feeds Sasuke his blood, then snaps his neck. He stands and says, "For even thinking of doing that, you will pay." He clenches his fist as his eyes glow gold with glowing red veins. This is what will happen when he harnesses the power of all three of his demon origins, the Kyuubi, the vampire and the werewolf powers. He literally breaks the ice mirrors with just his aura, then turns to Haku. He looks in his eyes and says, "You will fight with us. You will be on our side and face against your master." I know this is against what Naruto should be thinking with the Kyuubi chakra, but he's been thinking about doing this ever since he saw Haku's taijutsu skill. Haku's connection to Zabuza gives him heavy resistance and he is able to block himself from killing Zabuza by making himself stand still. When Gato's men arrive, Inari still rallies people to fight Gato's men, but everyone is still reluctant. Naruto creates several shadow clones to hold Zabuza's limbs and body. Then Kakashi readies the Raikiri. Kakashi is about to run at Zabuza when a hand impales Zabuza's heart. This person drops his heart, then Naruto's clones disappear. Zabuza drops to the floor, then he shows Sasuke with glowing red eyes, black veins and eyeballs, as well as long fangs. He licks every last bit of blood off his arm, then turns and sees Haku. All of Naruto's powers fade when he sees Sasuke. Sasuke says, "So this is your power." Sasuke turns to Gato's men, then Naruto uses his hybrid powers once again. They both weave identical hand signs, then use a huge combined demon chakra fireball jutsu. Naruto's blood fire release has been taking effect, so when anyone touches his fireball, their blood catches a light and their body explodes. When the fire and smoke fades, everyone's bodies are aflame. When the fire dies down, the vampire attributes return and Sasuke runs to the first body. He drinks the blood, then coughs it out because it's burned. Because of this, Sasuke's vampire urges are quickly suppressed and he walks away from the burned bodies. Naruto says, "Sasuke, I'm going to have to explain a lot of things to you." Tazuna respects the Konoha ninja and respects their efforts in protecting and escorting him. The bridge is still called the Great Naruto Bridge because Naruto did do most of the efforts. He also helped enlighten Inari again. Naruto compels Haku to return to the village and forget Zabuza and everything that he's done. When Naruto returns, he bites his wrist, puts his blood into a cup, then compels Haku to drink the blood. Naruto then snaps his neck and Sasuke says, "Why have you done that, Naruto?" Naruto says, "He'll return. Once he wakes up, I'll explain everything to you both." So that will conclude the second part of What If Naruto Was a Hybrid. The like goal for this video will be 90 likes. It's more than the last one, but I'm sure you guys will be able to reach it. If you liked this video, then you can like and comment anything that you liked about the part or anything that I should improve on for the next part. If you really like this what if, then you can subscribe and put on post notifications to be told when the next parts of these what ifs will be made with great accuracy. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.